What's going on, everybody? I am Tom Coffey. I just got back from the grocery store, and I'm always curious by the headlines that I read in magazines while I'm waiting to check out. And you guys are gonna love this one. I have to share it with you. So it's December 21st at the time I'm filming this video. You might be watching it in a later date in the future, but that's fine. So the headline in this fitness article, in this fitness magazine said, "Get six-pack abs before New Year's." New Year's is in 10 days, right? So I always laugh at things like this because it should be illegal to publish such. That's like the biggest lie I've heard all year. You're gonna get six-pack abs in 10 days, really? Nah, I don't think so. So I want to just shed some light on the idea of spot reducing belly fat, spot reducing, spot toning, whatever different name it come to, pseudonym it comes under. But the idea, there's a really nasty myth that's been floating around the fitness world for a lot of years, and you hear about it all the time, is like someone will say, hey, I just want to lose arm fat, right? You don't want your arm, like the underarm fat, to jiggle when you swing it. I just want to tone my legs. I just want to lose my love handles. You hear statements that are referring to spot reducing fat all the time. You see them in magazines, you hear people talk about it at the gym. And unfortunately, spot reducing is the bane of a lot of frustration for people who set out on a quest to just lose arm fat, but then all of a sudden they're, not losing arm fat. So I just want to debunk spot reducing, spot toning, whatever name you know it as. Take a few minutes and kind of shed some light on that and give you a better strategy so you can have the arms or have the legs or have the body you desire, but set you up for success by kind of reframing what fat loss means and how the body does it. So the body, I don't want to make this too sciencey of a video, but I'll have more in-depth videos that you can look at that dive into like nutrition and the science of metabolism and stuff like that. So the body does not care that you're trying to tighten up your arms, right, or tone up your legs. When it is in fat loss mode, it's going to mobilize fatty acids, right, which get converted to energy. It's going to do that from all over the place. It's not going to just say, oh, today I'm going to lose fat. Today I'm going to burn some fat from the legs, and tomorrow I'll hit up the arms, and then maybe we'll go down and check out the six-pack. It doesn't work like that. The body is when the body is in weight loss mode, what it's doing is basically saying, oh my God, we're in some sort of famine or starvation. It doesn't know that there's a Taco Bell right next door. It thinks that there's no calories, there's not going to be food coming in for a while. So it's burning that energy from all over the place to keep you alive, right? That's what it's doing. It's getting ready to bunker up for, a time of famine. And basically it's going to start to burn that excess fat, convert it to energy, with the idea of it doesn't know when the next amount of food's coming in. So that is how the body sort of globally, burns fat from all over the place. So when you're trying to spot reduce, if you have what people call their trouble zones, their trouble areas, like women are predominantly going to store more body fat around their hips and waist. That is not a bad thing. That's from a survival standpoint. That's an evolutionary trait. It's not necessarily a bad thing at all, as much as people want to say, oh, I want the super slim waist. But this is, because of a survival standpoint, birthing children and etc. So women predominantly store body fat on their hips and waist. I'm sorry, women, that's just, I don't make the rules. We just show you the rules of the game here. And then guys, we predominantly store body fat, right? The chest, the chesticles, and right on the belly. So the six-pack, and maybe up on the shoulders. But obviously a lot can be influenced by genetics. That's, kind of individual. But for the most part, those kind of trouble areas, right, that you say, oh, I can't seem to get rid of fat in XYZ spot on my body, that's probably your trouble area. That's honestly the last stronghold of resistance in terms of fat loss that's going to go. So the way that you can start to decrease body fat, right, tone your trouble zones or whatever headline in the magazines wants you to believe, is honestly just from getting onto a smart weight loss plan. And I don't mean an exercise plan, a diet plan, a sleep plan, whatever. I mean all of that. So there's unfortunately no way, I don't think, that someone could go and get a six-pack from now until New Year's, which is what that headline said. And that's 10 days from now. Prove me wrong. I just don't, unless you're already like super lean and you're just making the last push, then okay. But if you're not even knocking on the doorstep yet, that headline is like the biggest blatant lie I've heard this whole year. And it's unfortunate because it causes a lot of frustration for people like us, right? We see that and we want to like, oh yeah, I'd love to tone my arms or have a six-pack in like 10 days. That'd be awesome. But that's just, the reality is this is not how the body works. And I encourage you to not believe or not kind of fall into the trap of, give it the smell test, right? If it smells like shit, it probably is shit. This is not going to be work for, family safe, I guess. But that's what I mean. If you hear something online, or you read something online, or you see a headline in a magazine and you're like, that sounds way too good to be true, that probably smells like shit, it probably doesn't work, it probably is shit, right? That's what I'm getting at here. And so I would encourage you to check out some of my other videos. I dive more into the science, into the tactical, into the kind of framework of actual what weight loss should look like, and give you a long-term framework for successful weight loss, right? I don't believe in 30-day lose a bunch of weight in 30 days and then gain it back. That's stupid. So I'm trying to help you just understand the whole process to set you up if you do have a weight loss journey, or you do want to put on muscle somewhere, or even get a six-pack, that you can do that and actually keep it, right? Instead of having these crazy roller coaster rides where you lose a bunch of weight, you plateau, and you gain a bunch back that people like to experience. I don't want that to be you. So I'm trying to help you understand that these crazy headlines that just sound way too good to be true, it's probably because they are way too good to be true. The body's a little bit smarter than we like to give it credit for. So losing all that weight, getting a six-pack in 10 days, or spot reducing body fat just for your legs or your arms or your face even, it doesn't work that way, right? Your body loses fat as a whole. So if you have more questions, if you have comments, if you think what I'm saying is total BS, let me know in the comments. Be happy to jam back and forth if there's a conversation, or answer your questions the best I can if you just have an honest question here. So hope this video is helpful, but also thought-provoking, and will get you out of the trap of starting to, of falling for what sounds too good to be true. It's because it is too good to be true. I'll show you a better way, but it's not this sexy way that makes headlines. So that's all I've got for you today. Talk to you later.